Hi, this is Marla Phillips. I would like to review in-class work assignment number 9 associated with the Risk and Failure Analysis course. Now we are launching into the third and final investigation scenario that the students are exposed to in this course. And this is one where there is a stain on a beaker that is being used in a sterile operation. So one interesting point to note about this is that the operator involved noticed the stain and notified the supervisor, but the supervisor comes from another company and has seen stains on the beaker in this type of operation many, many times before, and basically assumed that it was what he's experienced before and says, let's just continue on, it's fine. So that's a nuance that we're introducing the students to that they could be exposed to out in industry when things happen. So the investigation itself, or not the investigation, the assignment itself has the template that the students are to fill out. And for in-class work assignment number 9, we're asking them to investigate up to and including the root cause analysis section. So that's why that's in yellow. Interestingly, the students are given the unexplained discrepancy form for this event. And if you recall, for this particular company, they start off an unexplained event with this type of form. And if it can be closed out, it's something simple, that's fine. If not, then it launches into the deviation investigation, which is what the students are asked to start and follow through. So they're given this form, which has a lot of the information they need to fill out the first part of the deviation investigation. So a lot of that on the deviation investigation should be correct because they're pulling it from the unexplained discrepancy form. So in order to go through the answer key for this particular assignment, I'm showing you the slide deck that was used for the class after the students do the assignment up to and including the root cause analysis. So this is basically the answers that we share with them after they've done the assignment. So as I mentioned, a lot of the information at the top part of the form is something they can pull from the unexplained discrepancy form. So a lot of this should be pulled from that. When looking at the description of the event, some of it is filled in the unexplained discrepancy form, but then we give them a lot of handouts that are memos and training records and all kinds of information that they can pull from. So they should be able to expand on that throughout this investigation. When we get into the event review, that's where you're going to see a lot more of the information that was beyond what we saw in the unexplained discrepancy form. And you'll see here, this is where we start to describe the fact that the supervisor basically said, oh yeah, it's fine, let's keep going. So the event review is, describing what occurred and pulling in the information that we give them in the handouts that they can see in some typical company types of documents. And then they finally get to the point where, it's event and trend review. So is there a trend associated with this? And basically, the supervisor has said, he hasn't seen it before, and there's no documented evidence that it has existed before. So this is what they can find and what information is available to them at this point in the investigation. SOP review, so you can read through this. I'm not going to read it, but they're given a number of SOPs throughout this entire portion of the course, and so they what do those SOPs tell them? What should the employees have done, and what is impacted? So they can indicate an SOP and give a description of what should have been done or what was violated, and comment on that. So I'll let you read through this. You don't need me to read it to you. CISPQ evaluation, basically, we know that no defects were found, but what is the impact to that? And basically, it gets down to that bottom statement there. It's recommended for rejection. We don't know what it is. It impacted something that was sterile. So that's what we're looking for in the CISPQ section. The root cause analysis section, they do not have to do the 6M method, but here's an example of what they could do, or similar to like the fishbone diagram. It doesn't have to be this complete, but again, it gives you an idea of what they could have come up with. And you want to start seeing some of the logic and seeing how they investigate and evidence that they're looking at the documents that they were given. Okay, so I'll let you read through that. So the root cause analysis, if you recall, for this assignment, that's what they were asked to investigate up to and including. So this concludes this portion of the homework assignment, and in the next assignment, they complete the investigation. So again, we're looking for logic. We're looking for a little bit of sophistication now that this is their third and final scenario. We want to see that they're pulling in the information that they were given, and that, as I mentioned, that it's logical, that they're drawing the right conclusions. So thank you so much for your help with this.